people who know who each other are, but you haven't really tried to get in the box together. And so, I mean, on here, obviously this format we're working on can go a long way to supporting any form of expression that would relate to the object. So if it's a drawing, and I'm going to show you some samples of just the kinds of images that we just churn out every week on my weekend classes. This is a Saturday afternoon class. And I have sculptors, filmmakers, writers, photographers, painters, people who draw a lot, certainly conceptual artists, programmers, anyway, all different kinds of artists come in and work. And so let me just pull a few out. And then I want to just talk a little about technique. So,
do we know what size are the dimensions of the box?
That's a good question. My idea is that the image size would be fitting on a half sheet, and I brought some half sheets here. Yeah, approximately a half sheet of standard.
That's I think maybe after we have this, we can
I think
toss around some ideas. I think that
maybe a lot of times if people get like certain things out of the way, it helps them to zoom in.
Yeah.
This is a standard sheet of paper. Is that artist up here there? This is a photopolymer. We're not going to work this big. This is, we're going to work half this size. In terms of the paper, will be like this big. I think a 15. See, this is 15 by. See, this is 20. So like 15 by. Let's see, this is 30. So 15 wide and high would be 22. 18 by 15 and 17 by 15. So it's and the image itself at 8 by 10.
Okay, so everybody's doing the same size image.
Well, let me just say, everyone can start out with the same size plate. You can expand the image slightly on the paper.
Everybody's on the same size plate.
Plate, yeah.
Okay, that's the plate size.
8 by 10.
8 by 10, we go all the way to the edges of the plate?
Yes, certainly. And I think there's an opportunity where you want to cut the plate up and expand it slightly to the end of the paper, you could. But that way, when we print, we can get the work done, that 350 of them done, setting up the studio and a production, and then once, and we can, like I say, we can mess with that a little bit. I know sometimes people work in series. We can't, once the plate is made, and like, probably we can then cut the plate, or trim it, or adjust it slightly with tools. We can do that. So there's a little of that, but let me, so this is approximately, let's see if I got a sample. I folded some of these down. So it's going to look like about this. The portfolio will be big. We're looking about this size paper. We can use many kinds of paper. I've got a large supply of papers if you wanted to look at them now or later. We have thin and translucent. We have heavy and
do you guys want to go and look at the papers?
So in the box, it'll be a variety of papers.
Well, it could, yes, it could be a variety of things. I think that's a good idea because images suggest paper weight, you know. And the other thing is we can either print hand-wiped intaglio, which is an embossed type, or we can offer letterpress printing, which is very beautiful, and it can be embossed or completely flat. And I brought some book samples so you can see some of that. So we can do relief, which is a topo like a book arts type of press, or the hand wipe, the traditional etching. So intaglio and relief. So I brought a couple of plates that can be printed either way. So you can print it
like when you see the open place, almost
no, 8 by 10. 8 by 10, 8 by 10. Yeah, up to 8 by 10. It's not a die, it's going to be the same plates. What they do is they take your plate and has your edge, and has a little bit of light edge. It's high enough, and then and they block that up. So it's not a simple with old-fashioned things. It looked like that. Yeah, okay. So I think that alone should give you a great range. I'm going to show you one other material. This is transparent film for overhead projectors. This represents that one good way to make images on these plates is to get a good quality scan of your black and white image, which we can then struggle to perfect onto the plate. You can also draw and paint directly with black. I have certain paints and inks that I recommend that are okay, and go in and out, and you can scratch and you can cut up. So everything that blocks ultraviolet light can make a line. So you're not necessarily just going for a graphical image. It's not just a Xerox machine, but it's actually an ultraviolet light sensitive surface that can be blocked in many ways. And so I'm sort of struggling. In one way, it's easiest to say, well, everybody just send me transparency, positive transparency inkjet print, or a black and white Xerox or whatever, or a black and white print, and we'll make the transparencies, and we'll put them on the plate, and make your plate, and print your plate. That I can do. You want to just send me a digital file.
That's our aesthetic, you're down with that.
If that's the process that will work for you, but if you want to get in there with me and whack it, then we'll do that. And I think that in many cases, it depends on the image. They say, I just want this image done beautifully, and I'll shoot it in that. And we can get you one of the best looking graphical, series of that drawing that you can get, and it'll do as good as anything. And I'll show you some examples of that. If you're like, for example, this code writer that I showed you on there, he just sits all day and writes code. He never makes images. And then he runs the code in different ways. And the images pop up this group of thousands. And he'll grab one, send it to me, and that's it. That's what he works, whether he's printing in New York or in Tempe or wherever. But he has enough printmaking behind him that he knows what kind of image will work for lithography and what works for this copper engraving machine in New York that he uses, or what works for the HP printer at UCSB or whatever, or what works for me in the solar plate studio. So in a way, your schedule and your interest in what we're doing can range from, should help to rule your choices. Yes, I contact print it in an exposure unit or in the sun, or usually in exposure unit. And we have 3 that do it for us. Some of the printmakers I work with at the Computer Health Edge are engineers, retired engineers, and they build us all kinds of great stuff. So let me just show you some prints. To show just the range of what we can do within this, assuming all the images are 8 by 10. So this artist, it's on tone paper. This artist is nearly blind. He's actually really blind. And he has special glasses he wears when he's working up close. Michael James. And he works directly on plastic with various pencils, and he gets in and he scrubs around and stuff. And then he contact prints the drawing. This is done with sort of like a litho pencil, kind of like a litho pencil. He uses charcoal and goes at it and makes these. I've got another one of his in a frame so you can see he doesn't quite have it right, which is fine. I don't care about that. Here's another piece of his that is done the same way, just with, there's an ink called water-soluble black oil paint. Everybody has one, Winsor Newton has it. And it's made in a polyester base, so you can you can really wash it around, so.